Hi, this is Rose again. According to a study at Michigan State, 2 to 5-year-olds watch an astounding 32 hours a week of television. Today, TV, movies, books, magazines, toys, and many others have a significant impact on our lives, and especially on our youth. These effects include many negative effects that lead to poor self-image, poor body image, and stereotypes of race and gender. Many girls early on learn to be beautiful. You have to gain a certain body type, typically a thin one, and look a certain way, dress a certain way. This comes from a social construction of what it means to be beautiful, and the media perpetuates these specific stereotypes. 1 in every 2 teenage girls and 1 in every 4 teenage boys have tried dieting to change their body shape and their weight. This happens because what we see in the media, a constant barrage of products and systems and services designed to help people lose weight, to look better, never stopping to think about who or what goes into the making of that image in that product. Like the hours and hours of personal training that many celebrities go through to lose the weight that they've gained for a role or during their off season or whatever. Body image and self-image impacts youth and self-esteem and confidence over time. Once Fiji was exposed to the United States television, there was a higher occurrence of eating disorders among teenage girls in that country. Many television shows on Disney, and Nickelodeon, for example, have teens that are underweight, and if they aren't skinny, it's usually a stereotype about a person. They don't exist within those TV shows as full, complete human beings, fully developed 3-dimensional characters. These images, especially with advertisements in TV and visual media, encourage the comparison between body types from themselves to celebrities. Steph mentioned this in the last video. 40 to 60% of elementary school girls aged 6 to 12 are concerned about their weight or becoming too fat. Gender roles and stereotypes also play a huge part in the way children think about themselves. When you only have access to toys that suggest you should be a homemaker or a teacher and not, say, an airline captain or a doctor, or something that is attainable with a high degree of skill, a child might be less likely to pursue those career goals. The vast majority of the most popular media shows men and boys as the typical hero. There are very few main hero female characters that aren't directed to women and girls in the first place. And what are the women's roles in these videos, in these shows and TVs and stories? They tend to be a damsel in distress. Think about the movies that define many girls' childhoods. Many years ago, it would have been shows like Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, or more recently, The Little Mermaid. Even more recently, something like Tangled. Your general Disney movies tend to play on these tropes a lot. These stereotypes are in many of the TV shows that are popular with girls and boys both today. And ads particularly can have a major negative impact on the way youth see themselves. Women are often portrayed in commercials and ads as the homemaker, the competent one, and men are shown being incompetent to the point of, I'll just do it myself. Boys are put into commercials, young boys, and scenes that are active, or in power-seeking roles. Think competitive games, or like board games, video games. It is reinforced with the toys that we're given. How often, as a child, did you go to McDonald's and to get your Happy Meal, you asked for, you were asked if your toy would be for a boy or for a girl. Well, what if that little girl that's getting her Happy Meal wants the toy car and not the toy bracelet or doll? Because the toy cars would all be so much better. And we'll get to this in another video, but it could bring about some certain confusion about their gender identity if they're and depression if they do want to have the opposite gender toy from what they feel. The way children think about themselves is largely impacted in the media because they see it over and over and over. Along with body image and gender roles, racial stereotypes in media for children can be seen everywhere. More often than not, kids' movies and TV shows exaggerate certain stereotypes about various races. We'll get to this in a later video. What I do want to focus on is the impact on children. For example, there's a huge racial stereotype in the classic Disney movie Peter Pan, when the Native Americans are seen wearing feathers, whooping, and dancing in front of a teepee. A study was done with first graders who had never seen a Native American person and were asked to draw a Native American person. When they were finished, the vast majority of them, the pictures included things like feathers, tomahawks, arrows, buckskin. If you meet a Native American person, I don't think they'll look anything like that today. Just a guess. These stereotypes of race in media tend to shape what children believe about different ethnicities. And these can be reinforced through other more harmful stereotypes and beliefs about race. In all, media impacts what children believe to be true, whether it's body image, gender roles, or stereotypes about race. It contributes to the way they perceive society and the way they think about themselves. These messages are everywhere they look, and it is virtually impossible to escape. It is important to recognize that these negative images can affect children's mental health throughout their lives. Things like depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and others. Again, if you're suffering from any of these problems, we'll have links in the description below for various hotlines and helplines. Have a nice day.